Women have all sorts of questions in their mind that they need to get answered before they'll sleep with you. And in this video, I'm going to explain what answers those questions for a woman. First, it's important to point out that for most men, they don't have questions in their mind before they will want to sleep with a woman. Instead, men are able to look at a woman and instantly say yes or no, whether they'd have sex with her. And that's one of the reasons, if you think about it, why there have always been female prostitutes across the world, in all cultures, where men are able to walk in and just say, yep, sure do, I'll have sex with her, and just make that decision based on looking at her. Right, so throughout human history, across all cultures, that has existed. And only recently have there been male prostitutes, and the types of women who use male prostitutes are usually the unattractive women or women who are disabled and who can't find themselves a man who will have sex with them and so on. And the male prostitute then has sex with those women. And it's also for older women who can't attract men anymore and just want to get a young, strapping man to have sex with them and so on. So apart from that, one of the oldest professions out there has been the female prostitute. And the reason why it has worked is that men don't have questions in their mind when they look at a woman. It's just yes or no, right? I'll have sex with her, just based on looking at her. But it doesn't work the same way for women, where when a woman interacts with a guy, she has questions in her mind that she needs to get answered about him. And the reason why it's always been like that is that there are consequences of pregnancy for the woman. Right? So she has to think first and have questions in her mind answered before she'll be willing to have sex with a man. But what confuses some guys are the exceptions. And in this reality, in this life, you cannot allow yourself to be thrown off by exceptions and assume that they are the rule. For example, an exception that you will see to the rule that women have questions in their mind that they need to get answered first is the very handsome man, where they'll be interested in him sexually right away, and he doesn't really have to do anything, and they're essentially throwing themselves at him in a conversation. Right? So he essentially is able to talk to the women and move things forward if he wants to, because he's so handsome. And in many cases, the women aren't going to be that attractive, but he still has that. And for some guys, they get thrown off by that. They think that, well, if they've seen that sort of thing before, then that's how women are. And if you're not having women react to you in that way, then you can't get laid, you can't get a girlfriend, you can't have sex, and so on, because you're not that handsome. But the way that it works for the absolute majority of women in the absolute majority of situations, right, and this is the rule rather than the exception, is that when you interact with a woman, she has all sorts of questions in her mind that she needs to get answered first before she will sleep with you. And because most guys don't realize what I'm about to tell you in this video, they will try to answer those questions in the woman's mind in the wrong way. For example, some guys will try to answer what they feel is the question in the woman's mind, and that is he nice enough? And is he going to treat me well? By being very nice, treating her very well. And he hopes that she then feels like, oh, this guy's really nice, he's treating me really well, then okay, I'll have sex with him. But it doesn't work that way. Likewise, some guys try to answer what they think is the question in the woman's mind, being, is he making enough? Does he have a good job? Does he have good career prospects? By talking about his career a lot. Right? He'll want to talk about the job that he has and maybe lead with that when talking with a woman, or really add that a lot into the conversation and talk about how he is doing well in his job and he is ambitious and he's going to work towards doing this and that. And he hopes that the woman then feels like, oh, okay, well, this guy's got a good job and he's ambitious, so yeah, I should sleep with him. And there are so many other examples that I could talk about, but just with these two, the problem with both of them, and with so many of the others, is that both of them can be fake and not true. For example, the guy can be putting on an act of being nice to her when he's really not a nice guy. And he's just going to be nice until he gets sex or gets her into a relationship. And if a woman has any experience with guys who are nice to her, she will most likely know that. Where a guy can be nice initially, but it doesn't mean that he's going to continue being nice in a relationship or after sex. After the sex, he can lose interest in her because he doesn't really want to be with her and was just being nice, treating her well so he could essentially get his end in, right? He could have sex, and ejaculate, which is what was really driving him. So women have experienced that before. It doesn't mean that every guy is going to be like that, but women have experienced that before. So they know that the niceness can be fake. It can be an act. Likewise, they've also experienced a guy being nice initially, but then as the relationship continued over 2 or 3 months, he started being selfish or angry or insulting towards her and so on. And it wasn't the guy that she initially met. So she knows that the niceness can be faked. Likewise with the job, the career. He can be talking about his job, his career, but he could also be BSing her. He may not actually have that job. He may not have actually got the promotion. He may not actually be ambitious. Right? So what really answers all of the questions for a woman before she will sleep with you is how competent you are at handling the moment with her right now, the interaction with her right now. And the way that she determines that is based on all of the qualities that women find attractive in men, and whether you have some of those or not. You don't have to have all of them, but if you have some of them, then she starts to feel like, okay, this guy is attractive, this guy is quality, and she feels like she's willing to drop her guard and open up to you. And so some examples of the qualities and the question that is answered in the woman's mind. Confidence, and the question that it answers in a woman's mind, does he believe in himself? Courage, can he take a risk when something matters to him? Assertiveness, is he capable of asking for what he wants and going after what he wants in life? Adaptability, can he handle unexpected situations? Composure, can he handle social pressure? Humor, can he see the funny side of things and enjoy himself? Directness, does he have the confidence and masculinity to say what he wants? And perseverance, does he give up too easily? There are so many guys out there who can't understand why women would feel attracted to these non-physical qualities in men. And they assume that women feel attracted to men in the same type of way that we feel attracted to women. But they fail to realize that the qualities I mentioned are highly valuable to women in terms of their survival. And it's not just the traits I mentioned in this video. For example, I teach 124 of the traits and qualities that attract women at Master Attraction. And these are valuable traits to a woman. They hold value. You have to understand how a woman's attraction works and why. The qualities that I just mentioned, they are important and essential for a woman's survival. Right? So if you were to meet a woman, you don't need to find out that she can be direct and go after what she wants. Why? Because throughout human history, the purpose of a woman, the use of a woman in a relationship, in a union between a man and a woman, was not to be the front woman and to be direct and to get out there and interact with all these other people and make things happen and be the protector of the man and woman. Instead, her purpose, her role, her use was to become pregnant and devote her time and energy to raising those offspring, which is not easy. It's a very difficult task to do. And women have had to do that. So their attraction works in a different way than our attraction does. Even though we live in the modern world where a man and woman can get together and have sex, wear a condom, and not have to worry about having kids, or get together, have sex, and the man can pull out and try to avoid impregnating her, even though that's the case, her attraction is still based on ancient primal instincts. Same with your attraction. It's still based on the same thing, which is why, even in today's world where the cost of living is a lot higher, when a man looks at a woman, his attraction instinct is still yes or no whether he'd have sex with her. And it's a decision that is done. Right? He looks at her and he's like, yeah, I'd do that. I'd have sex with her. And he may consider other things after that and wonder, is she earning enough money? Does she have a great career? Because I need a woman making a lot of money these days because the cost of living is so high. He may think about those sort of things, but that is irrelevant to his attraction. His attraction is going to switch on yes or no right away, which is why men have always not been interested in what a woman does for a living. They just don't really care. I mean, if a guy is talking to a woman, he may ask her, yeah, so what do you do, and so on. But in his mind, it's already a yes. He doesn't have any questions about her prior to sex. It doesn't mean that he's going to have a long-term relationship or marriage with her. But prior to sex, it's just a yes or no answer. It's like, yeah, okay, I'll have sex with her. I can see those boobs. They look good. The hips are good. Butt's good. Face is good. Let's do it. Right? And that's it. No more questions. But the woman has questions about the man's competence in society, in interacting with her, in interacting with other people. Her primal ancient instinct of attraction is trying to figure out, even if she doesn't want to get pregnant, right? Her instinct, her primal instinct is trying to figure out if she were to get pregnant to that guy, would she feel like he is a good front man? Would she feel like he is capable of handling himself in the world? And that's why, for example, with the question of confidence, it's does he believe in himself? Because if he doesn't believe in himself and she gets pregnant to him, then what the heck has she just done? Right? She's gotten herself involved with a guy who doesn't even believe in himself, and he's just like moping around saying, oh, it's all too hard, like I'm not good enough, I can't do anything, and so on. And that's not going to be useful for her because she's got something growing inside of her and she has to take care of it and so on. And she's going to have to provide for that. And then there's a trait of courage, for example. Can he take a risk when it matters to him? Or is he the sort of guy who hesitates? There's an opportunity for him to acquire more resources or to get something that will make their life better or to do something that will put them in a better position for the future. And he's not willing to do it. He hesitates. Does he actually have that trait of courage? It's going to be useful for the woman's survival because she's not going to be available to do that due to the full-time job of raising those offspring. It's not the woman's role to do that. Even though in today's world, women are being pushed into the workforce, they still have the same attraction instincts, and same with men, which is why so many men say, well, I don't even care what she does for a living. I don't care if she's a boss babe or she's a woman who went through university and potentially has a great job now or potentially has a better future. He's just looking at her and his use for her is still based on what has always happened between men and women. And it may not be the case that men and women will have to work in the ways that we do now forever. If you are following AI, you may be aware that certain things are changing and will continue to change. So it may not always be the case that we're in the current situation that we're in, but that is what has always happened, where there's always been a superficial level of culture and that has always changed, right? So for example, if you think of something like in Japan when they used to have the samurai warriors and the ninjas, and the samurai, for example, had a lot of power in society, a lot of standing, and they would control a lot of things, and they would be walking around in their groups and have their swords and so on, and they'll be getting up to all sorts of things. And where are they now? That was a really important part of the culture for a certain point in time. It's something that people know about across the world because it's a really obvious part of a culture, the samurai warriors. But where are they now? Likewise, in the early 1900s and before then, with men wearing top hats in England and America and so on. And that was an important part of culture, the way that men used to dress in suits. But where is that now? It's gone. Right? It always changes. That superficial layer of culture is always there and it's always changing. But underneath the surface, the primal instinct of attraction that men and women feel for each other remains the same. That doesn't change. And it's one of the reasons why, as I was saying at the start of this video, there have always been female prostitutes. And it's one of the reasons why now, even though women are working, most men just don't care about that. They look at the woman and they decide yes or no. That's the most important thing for the man. He looks at her and it's like, yes, I'd have sex with her or not based on how she looks. And for some men, if they have standards, they're saying, well, hang on, let me just assess her behavior a bit. No. Or yes, based on her behavior, her body language, and so on. But before then, the instinct of attraction, it happens very quickly for a man within a millisecond or so, where it's just like, yeah or no. But for women, in almost all cases, they have all these questions going on in their mind. And if you're displaying attractive, non-physical qualities, then a woman starts to feel like, okay, yes, she would open up to you. You seem like a quality guy. A guy that if she were to get pregnant to, even though she's not necessarily consciously thinking about that and wanting to get pregnant, but her instincts are driving all of her decisions under the surface, if she were to get pregnant to you, then things would be okay. It'd be fine, because you're not a guy, for example, who has the opposite of those qualities. For example, rather than confidence, you're insecure. Rather than being composed, you're all nervous and jittery and tense. Rather than having courage, you're hesitant, and so on, right? So you're a guy who has attractive qualities that are important to a woman's survival, and therefore her attraction instinct switches on. And what's important to understand is that even though there are over 100 attractive qualities that you can display as a man, and as a result of that, there are over 100 unattractive qualities that you can be displaying, the opposites, even though there are over 100 attractive qualities that you can be displaying, you don't need to display all of those in order to get laid or get a girlfriend, or even to get the spark back in a relationship. Instead, you just need to be able to display some of them. That's why guys who have some confidence and charm and a couple of other qualities are able to easily get laid or get a girlfriend. Or a guy who isn't that confident, but he's quite funny, and he has some courage, and he's able to be assertive and go after what he wants, is able to get results. For example, he's assertive enough to ask for the woman's number. He's assertive enough to put his arm around her when the moment is right, when they're sitting next to each other, for example. He's assertive enough to move in for a kiss. He's assertive enough to suggest that he and her go back to his place and hang out. He's assertive enough to do those sorts of things, and the woman's feeling like, okay, well, these are good qualities, right? Her instincts are feeling like that's a useful quality for her survival, that he's willing to be that assertive, because that potentially means that he's going to be like that in other areas of life, and that's a good thing. So her attraction instinct switches on. So all you need to do with women, if you want them to want to sleep with you and open up to sleep with you, is display some attractive qualities and then shoot your shot. And if you don't know what to say or do to shoot your shot with a woman, here's a video of mine on YouTube where I give some examples. I recommend that you watch that next.